Two amazing things happened to me within the space of a week. First, I got my first decent tax rebate in almost 30 years, and when I suggested spending some of it on a long weekend cycling in Mallorca, Mrs. B said, "Don't you work remotely? Why are you only going for a weekend?" Only took me 48 hours to book the flights, and here I am, Puerto Poyensa, for the next 10 days, working remotely. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it, right? If you've been here before, there's almost certainly nothing new I can tell you, so you can just sit back and watch the video and shout out to no one in particular, "I've been on that road." If you haven't been here before, why not? I mean, let's face it, your friends have been banging on about it for years. Okay, you're probably going to say I was bullshitting you, but I genuinely did work every day, and it was pretty much the same as usual with endless video calls, except that I did have a bit more time to think, and then I did get out to ride every day, with some clear instructions from my coach John Hampshire.
The important thing is really just to get time on the bike, so don't worry about the intensity. In fact, be sure to keep the intensity very low. If you want to stop at cafes, stop at cafes. Take it really easy and try and be in your training zones 1 and 2 most of the time. Hopefully you've got the gears for that in the Mallorcan hills.
Alright, so why does everyone rave about Mallorca? Well, it's obvious, it's the roads. Mallorca has some of the best roads to ride in the whole world. I mean, it's a mixture of beautiful flat tarmac or empty winding lanes, nice flat roads or great big mountains. In fact, if the Zwift world of Watopia was a real place, it would be Mallorca. As a result, the island is absolutely chock full of cyclists, and there is always someone who wants to race you. Always. When the front guy passed me, he stuck his tongue out, and then they didn't get any further than 10-15 metres in front of me. You know the rule. If you're going to pass people, make it stick. Ah, the red magic carpet back to Poyensa. On the days when you're with friends, this 5k turns into a time trial all the way home. And the experienced heads will avoid sticking their nose into the headwind until right at the end. Some of those roads are on fantastic long climbs, the kind of which I don't get to ride living somewhere mostly flat in the middle of England, and also I completely avoid if I can. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, you've got to do Sacalobra because it's their favourite," but I've done it once and I hated it. I've always preferred the more manageable switchbacks on the Col de Batalla, either going up or going down, although I now descend like I have a basket full of eggs on the front of my bike. Anyone who has ridden here has stopped at the cafe at the top, or had to buy an emergency cheese and ham sandwich from the Repsol garage. Anyone who's ever ridden on the island will recognise exactly where I am. It's the go, no go junction. It's going to be a no-go from me today. How about that for a view? Those climbs inevitably lead to some great views that make all of the effort worth it. I think. Mostly. Well, some of the time. But even on the flat, the island is beautiful. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy riding past olive trees and orange and lemon trees? Then there's all the little towns and the villages that you can ride through. Places that look empty except for the odd stray dog, until you found the town square and the inevitable cafes. There is, of course, more to Mallorca than just cycling, and if you're here, you should take the chance to embrace the culture. Over my 10 days, I managed to fit in quite a bit more, including a very good La Liga game. And of course, there was plenty of time for me to take John's advice and sit around posing in cafes. Here I am in short sleeves and shorts, but for the locals, it's freezing cold. Oh yeah, you get hot going uphill, but if you're coming here off season, I would definitely recommend bringing a wind jacket for the downhills. It is freezing on the way down. Oh, that's not on. On most days though, it was 15 or 16 degrees, so I was definitely out on my bike every afternoon enjoying the sunshine. I know my friend Yain likes to keep a close eye on my training for the 48-hour challenge and the 7-day challenge, but this is ridiculous. Can't have me going off and riding on my own just in case. that's it, coming to the end of the ride now. That's another 100k done. 400k for the week, 600 and something for the whole of the trip. Over 6,500 metres of climbing. All the while I was still at work. In fact, I'm very, very happy with that. If you're interested in the routes that I've ridden in Mallorca, I'll post them all in a collection on Komoot. See you next time.